Well, the Thabo T Madilola Foundation, in conjunction with New Voice Media Group, will be hosting a 5km Barefoot Colour Challenge. Now, the aim of the event is to raise funds to buy learners of Georgeonholtz Primary School in Ha-Luvhimbi uniforms. But to hear more about this particular challenge and the foundation itself, we're joined in studio by the founder, that's Mr. Thabo Madilola, and Jacqueline Mafenya from New Voice Media, who's joining us via Skype from Venda. Good afternoon, Thabo. Always a pleasure to have you on the SABC News Desk.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about this particular challenge, the Barefoot Colour Challenge it's called, and your role in it? We found out about this school, Georgeonholtz, last year. Remember last year we did what we call a dignity colour challenge in Joburg. Yes, indeed.
Where we
yes.
were collecting dignity packs for young girls and young boys.
Yes.
So we went to Venda last year around November. And when we got there to give these young boys and girls the dignity packs, that's when we realized that actually they don't have shoes. Mm-hmm. They don't have a school uniform. And there, we decided that what is it that we can do? And the principal said, please, if there is anything that you want to do, please help us. And we approached Jackie, mm-hmm. And then we actually just went through her office and we said, we need to talk. And they were very welcoming, and that's where now this Barefoot Colour Challenge came into being. It's all about trying to get funds to buy these young kids school shoes and school uniform.
Jacqueline, let's bring you in here. Welcome to the SABC News Desk.
Thank you so much.
Jacqueline,
good evening to you and your viewers.
Jacqueline, great to have you with us. You're a community radio station. How are you building momentum toward this particular event, Jacqueline?
So, Venda FM has a charity drive, or charity arm, if I must say, called the Goodfellas Charity Drive, which we actually launched last year in 2019, around January. And with the need that we see in the communities that we're within, or in the Venda district as a whole, we thought that it will be important for us as a station to actually give back to the community that actually listens to us. And we actually, in the beginning of this year, on the 31st of January, we launched the 2020 campaign, which was launched at Cecil Garage, close to where we are. And we invited all our listeners and invited all the community to come help us actually bring back dignity to the people in need, especially the people that we call the future leaders of this country, which is the students and the learners from different schools, with a particular school in mind, which TTM, Thabo Madilola Foundation, has actually identified, but not saying that this is the only school that we're focusing on in this 2020 campaign. We're actually going district-wide and making sure that we bring awareness of what is actually needed out there. And on the 31st, we managed to get contributions from the community, from sanitary pads, stationery, school bags, and school shoes, and some uniforms. There's a couple of companies that we partnered with and that have actually came forward and say they actually want to make a difference in what we are trying to do.
Jacqueline, you've actually preempted my next question on the willingness of the private sector to come forward with help when it comes to projects of this nature in particular.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you asked there.
I was asking you to comment on how you've experienced the private sector in South Africa and their willingness to come forward with aid and assistance when it comes to projects of this nature, Jacqueline.
Honestly, to be honest, we would like more companies to come through. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention a few companies that have actually come forward and said privately, we would like to contribute towards this cause, because as a business, they know that they are not they can't build their businesses alone, especially in the Venda district. They need these communities and they need to help the children around giving them a better future. We've had, I don't know, Kashni, am I allowed to mention a few brands that have actually come forward?
Ahead. You can go ahead with the brands that have come forward.
Okay, we have actually partnered with TWT, which is Tiger Wool and Taya Thohoyando specifically, who have actually come forward. We actually did not even have to speak to them for days and days. It was just a matter of a minute and telling them about our idea and what we wanted to do, and they came forward. We have a company called Jaburisa, They make uniforms. They're a private company that make uniform for different schools around the district as well. We've actually said we want to be part of this cause. We have a company we have a college, MSc College, who have said that they are here to also help and actually make a difference into the community that we're within. And we actually appreciate their efforts and everything that they've put forward so far. And we're pulling on more companies to actually participate, because without their contributions, we are unable to make a difference. As a community radio station and as a non-profit organization as well, we don't have the funds to actually go out and help everybody, but we are calling on contributions from private sectors and also the government to actually help us in making this a profitable campaign, or a profitable campaign.
It's actually a great example, a sterling example, Jacqueline, of what can be achieved when humanitarian groups like the foundation, media and the private sector come together for the common good of humanity. Thabo, tell us a little bit more of the challenge, who can participate and what's required.
Actually, everyone can participate, and 5 kilometers is nothing. So why we call it Barefoot Colour Challenge is 5 kilometers, and it's in a secured environment. It will be in Venda. So what's going to happen? The first 2.5 kilometers, you can walk whatever shoes that you want. But the last 2.5 kilometers, we want to encourage the participants to take off their shoes, take off your socks, and walk barefoot, so that we can feel and understand what these kids are going through every day of their school. And we know that how hot Venda can be.
Yes.
And I mean, like in January, like Jackie was saying, when we launched this a month ago, we actually took some of our ladies, we let them walk, and then we say, take off your shoes. And they were like, wow. It's only now that we realize that what these kids are going through every day. So everybody can attend. It's 100 rand for adults and 50 rand for children. We'll really, really appeal for people to support this, because it's for the benefit of our children.
Very quickly, before I let you go, Thabo, how was this year's school identified?
Okay, like usually what we do, our foundation, we concentrate on kids living with disabilities. But it's not like we're closing out kids or schools that don't have the school uniform or books and anything. So this one, the kids are not living with disabilities. But the thing is, the need was there. There was no way we could turn our backs, just give them whatever that we had at that day and just walk away. That is why we had to do something about this.
Thabo and Jacqueline, thank you so much for your time on the SABC News Desk, and I do wish you both lots of luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you so much, Kasni. If I can just add on what Thabo said with the 2.5 kilometer when people take off their shoes.
Go ahead.
Those who are not willing to take off their shoes or their socks on the day, we're actually saying for the 100 rand that you paid your ticket for, we're asking that you contribute 100 rand more that will assist us in buying or getting more shoes. Or you can bring us a pair of shoes on the day, and everybody's welcome. The community is welcome. We're inviting every single person on the day.
Thank you, Jacqueline and Thabo, for your time on the SABC News Desk. Time to take a short break. I believe I'll be back with more news after this.